Why aren't you listening to me? Doesn't anybody ever listen to me? Listen to me? Listen to me? Listen to me? Blame yourselves for this fucking word salad that I just spit all over the goddamn plate. This is all your fault. You and I like me. That's it. I work under the cover of darkness because I don't need the rest of society to look in my eyes and know that is a bad person. Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy podcast, folks. First of all, let me throw out this message. And all of you can listen, I promise, but this is for one person in particular. Hey, Vinny. There's a guy named Vinny who wrote on the Westside 86 Jokers page. He's like, hey, I asked my friend to come with me to the show in New York on Friday, but he wants to hear an episode of the podcast first to find out exactly what he's getting into. What do you think is the best one? And, Vinny, tell your friend to go to hell. Honestly, I don't need him in the fucking room. I try to be nice, like on the 86 Jokers page. I go, well, here's some choices, and then, there's people like the Father's Day episode, maybe, and that, because he wanted to know what the clip show was. And I said, it was episode 40, year 3. So listen to that clip show. And then I typed all that, and then I said, because I'm nice in public. You guys know I'm nice in public. It's social networking, social. So I try to be as social as I possibly can. So whether it's Twitter or Facebook, I'm going to go ahead and try to be as nice and friendly as I possibly can. But hey, Vinny, I don't care if your friend shows up. I mean, I like you. You're awesome, and I can't wait till you come. But your friend, he needs proof. Fuck your friend. This is great. By the way, you know what? This is the episode your friend listens to. How about that? You tell your friend to drive off a fucking bridge, all right? Tell him to come to the show, and he'll love it and think it's hilarious. And he doesn't. Why do I need to prove myself to your goddamn friend? I've been doing this 4 fucking years, Vinny. All right, you know it, and I know it. And look, I'm not casting aspersions on you, Vinny. You're my guy. You're just trying to bring people to the show, and I appreciate that. You're spreading the word, and that's what we need to do to grow the show. Is we need to let people know about the show. I guess now that I think about it, hey, you know what? I back off. Let me. I think fuck your friend was strong. Let me step back a little bit from the precipice of fuck your friend, Vinny. What I should say is, hey, I'm glad that your friend has taken an interest in my show. I can only hope you find an episode that is suitable for his tastes. Like this one, perhaps. As he sits there and listens to himself as referred as Vinny's friend. Vinny's choosy fucking friend. That's who he is. I didn't even know his name. Thank God you didn't put his name, because I would have looked him up on Facebook and wrote him a note. Please come. I need to sell one more ticket. I need $20 more. I'm going bankrupt. Holy fucking God. I'll stalk your stupid friend. He's not stupid. See, this is mean. Vinny, this is what happens. This is why I can't have nice things. This is why I can't have people come to the show. I try to grow the show, and I want people to get on board, and they're like, I listen to it, and you talk too fast. Really, I talk too fast. How the hell else am I supposed to cram all of this into a small 3-hour window? 3 hours. Are you fucking kidding, folks? Wow. I got finished last week, and she looked at me. She stopped holding up numbers. This is our friend producer, Lily Von Stubb. And you know what? You guys know who she is, but you know who doesn't know? Vinny's choosy friend. Hey, Vinny's choosy friend. You hear that? That's Lily Von Stubb. She's the producer and my friend, and for some reason, she thinks I'm funny enough to laugh at everything I goddamn say. Let's hope that you're in that camp, because otherwise, this show, the other clip show, and the Friday live show, holy God, are you going to be a pill? You are just going to sit there with arms crossed and a Vinny's choosy friend puss on your face, hating the fact that you decided to cough up a goddamn Hamilton to come and see me. It is Hamilton, right? Isn't it Hamilton, or is it 2 Hamiltons? Is Hamilton on the 10? It's a Jackson. 2 Hamiltons, goddammit. Maybe I give Vinny's choosy friend a discount. I cut it in half for him. I throw him a $10 bone, which, by the way, I'm really looking forward to doing to somebody when I'm in New York. That's right. I haven't found enough vice in the other towns. I'm just happy to go to New York, where I'm not going to have to deal with adult bookstores or any sort of filth. I'm only booking myself in towns from now on that are wholesome. Towns that provide no sort of temptation, no sort of weirdness for me. I just want to go and do my show, and then I'll go back to the hotel room, read the Bible they've issued me for free in the drawer, and then hopefully get an 8-hour night's sleep before I have to catch a flight. That is not happening, by the way. I have the show like it's at 7:30, should be over by 10, and then it will. Trust me, it will. It has to be, because as I've twittered, everybody has to be back on the street to get stabbed by 11. I no, it'll be done, and then I'll meet people. It'll be fun. I'll take pictures and I'll sign autographs, and I can't wait. I'll sign autographs. By the way, I'm not signing autographs for anybody. I will if you ask, but I'm sure nobody wants me to. But I'll be selling shirts. The New York shirts will be there, and the whole time people will be coming up. They'll be very nice. They'll be taking photos. They'll be glad handing me. Maybe they'll be purchasing shirts, and in the background, all I'll see is the glowering face of Vinny's choosy friend, regretting his choice. He's like, I'm the choosy friend, and this was my choose. This was my choice. Why did I make this happen? God damn it. Vinny. So that was my address to Vinny. I want to make sure that Vinny knows. Look, I bring him. I'm happy you're bringing him. And I don't know if it was a him or a her. You might have said he wants to. Yeah, it's a lady. Or it's a guy. It's a guy. Vinny's choosy friend is a guy. So make sure, if you want to bring him, great. And if you don't, I totally understand. And if he listens to the clip show and goes, this is not for me, then I totally get that as well. He's wrong. I can tell you that. Right now, I will say firmly and forcefully that Vinny's choosy friend is incorrect about not liking the show. But that's, what are you going to do? Vinny's choosy friend, he makes a lot of choices. It's New York. And look, and I throw this in your lap, Vinny's choosy friend. Friday night in New York, what the fuck else are you going to do? Seriously. Look around that podunk town. There's not a lot going on. Come on down to Hell's Kitchen to the Producers Club Crown Theater and see a show that you'll enjoy. Or maybe you won't enjoy, but at least it's you getting out of the house. You're not sitting in the house pulling a quick draw on yourself in the mirror like Travis fucking Bickle and saying, are you talking to me? No, you come down and I'm talking to you. No, and then you look at me and you go, are you talking to me? And I go, yes. And then we do that for 2.5 hours. Look at the fun we're having, Vinny. You and your choosy friend are sitting there doing taxi driver and I'm talking right back to you. God damn it, this is great. And other people are just sitting there wondering what the fuck is happening, why. They don't know why. They're like, why are you talking to Vinny and his choosy friend? He hated you. Why are you? We actually paid. We wanted to see you. We like you. We've driven from far and wide to come and see you, and yet you've singled out Vinny's choosy friend because that's how it goes, folks. You know that. Ask any woman. If there's every guy in the world will be coming up to her and trying to ask her out and be friendly, and she's like, oh, nah, not interested. And then there's that one shithead who drives off in a leather jacket. She's like, I'm going to fuck that guy. That's who Vinny's choosy friend is. He's fucking the Danny Zuko of my show, goddammit. Wow, well, hold on a second. Wait a minute. Danny Zuko. I don't know. That's dating me. That's dating you guys. If you knew what that was, literally if you in your head went, oh, yeah, Grease is the word. Well, I got news for you. We're all growing old together and dying. Man, Vinny's choosy friend. What if it was Zuko? How great would that be? It's New York. He could be. He could show up in a fucking leather jacket with a crazy DA up on top. Holy shit, that's great. It drives greased lightning and valets it. God damn it, Vinny's choosy friend. Why? Why are you fucking Danny Zuko? Why are you trying to make me chase you? Don't you know that even doves have pride? All right. See, this is the show you should listen to. This guy's going to hear this, and he's going to go, I don't follow any of this fucking nonsense. But I want to see if he can pull it off live. I'm in. This is worth 20, right? It's worth $20 to see if I can do this same bullshit live. Yeah, I can. Trust me. Ask the people in Philadelphia had to sit through an hour about their fucking town. They didn't want to. They were trying to escape. They're like, Jesus, we want to go next door to the hipster bar and quaff some fucking St. Pauli girls. What do the fuck hipsters drink? I have no idea. I don't know what they drink. PBR and a Cozy, as I've said before many times, it's always like the standard hipster beer. But I always think that like hipsters, you know what, they either drink the PBR and a Cozy because it's ironic, or they're drinking some beer we've never heard of. You know what I mean? Special mustache blend, something that mixes well with their irony and goes down bitterly. That's what they want, hipsters. All right. So, folks, I'm going to be in New York, as I've mentioned. I'm excited about that. And it's funny, last week's show, again, 3 hours, holy God. But do not let Vinny's choosy friend near the 3-hour episode. That was kind of an episode for people who know what I do and kind of like it, okay? We weren't getting any new listeners last week because they scrolled over and they went, wow, 3 hours? Passing on by right now. Have to go to, yeah, dude, and download that. Although I don't know if they do 3-hour shows. They might. I have no idea. I've never met those guys. They seem nice. I think I'm friends with one of them on Facebook. I'm friends with people because I don't know anybody. I just say yes. People on Facebook. Hey, can I be your friend? Yeah. It's like, because my personal page might as well be a fan page because I'm not popular enough to have a fan page. I mean, I have the Jokers page, which is the fan club page, but then other guys have a fan page of them where people go and be fans of them. I don't understand how Facebook works, folks. I got one page, and if you want to be on it, visit me there. And I say yes. Very rarely am I turning down a friend. I have never turned anybody down on Facebook. I don't ask anybody to be my friend. We all know that. I'm very, you know what? Yeah, you know who I am? I'm the internet's choosy friend. Fuck you. Vinny's got a choosy friend trying to decide what podcast he's going to listen to. I'm the internet's choosy friend. I decide, I let people come to me. I don't go to them. And again, that says a hell of a lot more about me than it does about anybody else. I'll say this. I got to tell this story. It's not even a story. It's an anecdote. It's not even an anecdote. It's a fucking sentence. This week, I could make it into a fucking anecdote and then possibly into a story. I could spin it into something, but truly, it's a sentence. This show could be done in 4 minutes. And not even. That's high. And that's including the theme songs. Honestly, if you could have the 50-minute themes or the 50-second theme song up top, and then you could have like the 2.5-minute theme song at the end, and I could still be done in 4.5 minutes. This show, I could talk for a minute and be finished. And I know you're thinking, whoa, what about the plugs? Believe me, I could get those out in a fucking minute. How did I spin into that? I was saying something. Oh, a sentence. Oh, yeah. This is funny. It's not really funny. This is just something that happened this week. I did a podcast. I was on a podcast called Beginnings, I think it's called. The Beginnings podcast. And I guess these guys were in the Earwolf contest. They were very nice. It was Andy and Mark. And we were, let's put it this way. We contacted them. Okay, when I say we, David Williams, I don't want to say his last name. Oh, what the fuck? Who cares? You'll meet him this week in New York. He's the writer-director in New York who asked me to do a one-man show and then said, you got to come to New York, whatever. He was the guy trying to get me in with the Fringe. Great guy. Never met him in my life. He could be a cock. I have no idea. Certainly in email we seem to get along. And he didn't require having like a chaperone to bring him an episode to fucking listen to. Vinny's Choosy friend. Grow the fuck up, man. Make a decision, all right? What are you doing Friday night in New York besides nothing? And, having Sid Caesar teach you how to play basketball. Zuko! Yeah! Basketball. Fucking Sid Caesar Grease. 78. Sing it! Oh, fuck, that made me laugh. Have Sid Caesar teach you how to play basketball. Vinny's Choosy friend, how the fuck are you not now online paying for a motherfucking ticket? You shouldn't even talk to Vinny. You shouldn't even have to listen to anything else. Literally, you should right now be buying a ticket, and you should be finding your own fucking Choosy friend and convincing him. That's how it happens. You'll tell 2 friends, and so on, and so on, and so on, and pretty soon 80 women are washing their hair on the fucking television in the 70s. That's right. It's a fucking shampoo commercial, goddammit. And not Yucca-Doo. That's a reference to a shampoo from the 70s that might have been around for a minute. Literally, like one person bought it, and then they shut the whole enterprise down. They sold one bottle of Yucca-Doo and went, nah. Who thought that was a good name? Yucca-Doo. And it was spelled like yucca, like Y-U-C-C-A, and then dew, D-E-W, like it was the dew on a yucca plant in the morning. Maybe it was Yucca-Doo, but they pronounced it yucca because we're fucking unsophisticated Americans. In Brazil, perhaps it was Yucca-Doo. But in Brazil, Yucca-Doo is a drink. It's the national drink. I don't know if you know that. There's the Caprino and then the Yucca-Doo. Those are the 2 national drinks in Brazil. No? All right. I'm lying. I could be lying. I don't know a lot about Brazil, except I know that they have a bunch of fighters and slums. I saw literally again Brazil. My whole everything I know about Brazil is tainted by what was my little brother about? Don't show that on television. What was it? I forget the fucking video. I've told this story a million times. My brother Andy threw in one time. He rented a DVD, or no, it was a tape because it was a million years ago. And he puts in this tape. It was that real police chases, whatever the fuck. But it was like really hardcore shit. No, it was what the fuck was it called? Where the woman got hit by the train and turned into a meatbag at the end of the goddamn video. They used to advertise it. It was like deaths. It was this video of actual fucking, not faces of death. It was something that when it advanced on, I can't pull it. But all I know is my little brother Andy put it in the tape and he looks at me I've done that. I've told this a million times. He put it in and he hit play and he looks at me and he goes, dude, don't ever go to Brazil. And then he hit play, and we're just waiting for it. And literally, because the special forces cops in Brazil do not fuck around. Literally, my whole perception of Brazil is colored by the UFC and this videotape where the Brazilian cops just shot a guy in the face when he was holding a baby. I've talked about that on the show here. And City of God. That's it. That's all I know about Brazil. And that's enough to keep me the fuck out of there. I don't even want to eat Portuguese food just because. I'm sure at some point a stray dog would come over and gnaw it out of my belly as children fleeced my pockets for whatever change I might have lurking in there. Not to cast aspersions on Brazil, because again, then they'll come looking for me. They don't fuck around, those people. They turn a dance into a fight. I've talked about that on here. All right, I can't get into it. Jesus Christ. That's how tough of a fucking society they have. They actually turned a dance into a fight because they were dancing. They're like, fuck this. Let's punch a guy too. God damn it, that's great. I wish I should I want to go to Brazil now. That's the kind of culture I should be in. The kind of people are so fucking hardwired to fight that they're like, hey, this dancing is fun. What if we just kicked a guy in the balls during it? Wouldn't that be fantastic? Holy shit, watch my moves. What if Michael Jackson and Bruce Lee had a kid? That'd be fucking amazing, wouldn't it? Do the moonwalk and then stab a guy in the chest? God damn it, that's fucking amazing. Fucking Brazil is great. And then I read all these stories about these fucking fighters from Brazil and it's like where they grew up. I talked about this on here. God damn it, I got to stop. I'm spinning off. All right, so I did this podcast. We contacted these guys, Beginnings, the podcast, because they're in New York. They're based in New York, and we wanted to try to get a little publicity for the show in New York. Because nobody else was returning any calls. Village Voice, anybody else. I tried to get ads posted, whatever the hell, but it didn't happen. But that's fine, whatever. But I was excited to do it with these guys because they were getting the exposure of Earwolf and they seemed nice. So David contacted them, and then they contacted me, and then I proceeded to let 9 days go by without getting a hold of them because I'm an idiot. And then I finally reached out to them and said, "Hey, let's do it." They said it's too late to do it the week of your show, but we can plug your show on our episode the week of your New York show. And then we will tease you and record you for the next week's show to get the aftermath of New York and that kind of thing. But we were going to tape it early so they wouldn't really get the aftermath of New York. But it's an interesting podcast because they interview and they talk about the beginnings of your career. And they want to find out about creative people and where they came from and things like that. So they scheduled an interview with me for 5 o'clock Monday night. So I said, okay, great. And they called me. They Skyped me. They used my landline. They had Skype, and it was Andy and Mark, and it was so funny. The entire interview, I talked to Andy. Andy and I talked, and Mark just I think he just sat there actively hating me, but he didn't really hate me. It's just that little thing in my head where if he's not participating or I'm not speaking to him, I just think I've alienated this guy somehow or I've turned him off in a weird way. But then they explained to me that's kind of the way it is. Andy is more in-depth and Andy wants to learn more about things, and Mark is just funny. He's kind of a funny guy. And I wasn't apparently giving them any room to be funny. So they wound up interviewing me, and we're talking. And as they launch it, they do their show, the beginning, and then they start talking to me. And we talked for about 5 minutes, and I hear, whoa, their computer crashed while we're doing the podcast. So we lost about 7 minutes of audio, which was, of course, me talking, which, believe me, no great fucking loss. You want to hear me talk? Come here. And it's so funny. So I mentioned growing the show and things like that. Well, we reached out to these guys. They don't know who the fuck I am. They get no idea. So they had to go back. I love the idea of my show as homework. Like they have to go. They're like, well, we better fucking learn a couple of things about this idiot if we're going to talk to him on the air. Because Andy kept referencing. He goes, I listened to a couple of episodes of your show. I just recently listened to episodes of your show. And I just, as I've said, this show is more of a book than a movie. It's more of a serial rather than a sit-down, one-time viewing. So people who've been with me from the beginning kind of know it, and I talk to you in shorthand, and I make allusions to things that you've already heard. I can't imagine someone just leaping in and sitting in and listening to where the show goes. And I mean, I think I'm entertaining and charming and funny enough to where I can pull it off and listen to, have a sample size person who just comes in and sits for one listen. Because believe me, that's all they'll give it. They'll be like, what the fuck? I think I should hook him. I think I'm fucking hysterical. Whatever the fuck, who cares? So, but he kept referencing that he had to listen to a couple episodes. Not had to. He kept saying I listened to a couple of your episodes, and they ask you questions about who you are as a creative person and where you've come from. And we wound up talking for another 10 minutes or so. And hey, the audio crashed. So we lost 10 minutes of audio that time. So now we've done almost half an interview. It seems like to me. We're supposed to be on for an hour, and we've lost it. So they were mortified. I mean, mortified. They were just embarrassed, and they were so profusely apologizing. And I told them, I go, dude, it happens. I mean, this is why we're doing this. I mean, it's like it's not radio because all right, you guys know me, okay? So then when we would restart, all I wanted to talk about was the fact that we kept crashing. And that's not their format. Their format is they want to get to the bottom of creativity and find out about you as a creative person. But all I wanted to talk about was, hey, do you know we've talked for 20 minutes already and it's gone? Like I kept wanting to, and I told that to them. I go, I would really like to talk about that. And they go, well, yeah, we heard your show. It's kind of a stream of consciousness thing. And so I guess that's where you would go with it. But, we'll do a little bit. But I got the vibe that they did not want to talk about it at all. They were like, because again, they were embarrassed. They're embarrassed about the fact that it crashed. And I think they want to do a professional show and they don't want to betray any behind the scenes nonsense. And with me, there's no fucking behind the scenes. I mean, I got news for you. There's barely any scenes. I mean, this show is a fucking pool and you're on a diving board. And when you're in the air, you can't escape it. You're about to get enveloped by me. And that's what's going to fucking happen. And we are all in the goddamn deep end. Let me tell you that. So they went ahead and they were like, they apologized profusely, and I got the vibe they didn't want to talk about it. So I was like, all right, I'll hold off. So, we start talking again and they asked questions, and it was weird. They asked questions that I couldn't, sometimes I can just kind of fly through and I know what they're going to ask, but they asked, Andy asked some very interesting questions, and I answered them honestly, as honestly as I could, and we wound up talking about me and as a kid, and where I, how I became creative, how I learned to talk, and all those sorts of things. So he came upon a plan where he said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to record in like 6-minute bursts and save, and then I'll stitch it all together in the edit. We'll do 6 minutes and save, 6 minutes and save, and it's going to work out perfect, and I'll stitch it together. And I thought, genius, because again, I don't know anything about that. All I can do is talk. So if you're telling me I can talk, stop me when you want me to stop me, and then you clean up the loose ends. Everything will be fine. So, and that's what we did. We did the whole interview. Talked for about an hour. They have certain segments that they like to hit, and I told some stories and we talked, and but it was awkward. I won't lie, because again, as we all know, I'm used to just talking and not fucking stopping. I mean, I don't know about stopping the goddamn show and going, I got to go ahead and retrace my steps. No, I mean, Lily's here to point at me and remember the shit that I forgot. So which is great. I don't have to stop constantly. If I had to stop constantly, we'd all be doomed. I mean, sometimes it can take forever to do a show. Like we did a 3-hour show last week. How long would you think it took to record?
12 hours.
It did not take 12 hours. Don't make me look bad. Well, we lost that audio and we had to stop down for half an hour. I'd say about 4.5, 5 hours. Yeah, it took about 4.5 hours with me. Because sometimes I'm not gonna lie to you. I talk myself into a brick wall, and I got to stop, take a breath, take something to drink, and think about reconnoiter and figure out where I'm gonna go. Well, these guys just we plow through and they're interviewing. It's not like, because I'm just creating this as we go, so I can just talk. I kind of have to keep your attention. How fucking horrible would that be if I talked for like 5 minutes and then went, hold on a second, folks, flip some pages. Here's something I wanted to chat with you about. God damn it, no. There's no format here. I just fucking babble, and we fucking all roll downhill in the same giant snowball, and just the hands and feet sticking out of it. So these guys are like, they wanted to do it. I said, great. So they stop me every 6 minutes, and they save it, and we do all the things. Everything was great. And it was great. I was really kind of, I think it's an interesting interview. It shed a lot of light on some things. They asked questions. They didn't just want to, because I go on some shows and they just want to wing. You know what I mean? And that's fine. I can do that, as we all fucking know. But when you actually want to ask me some questions, that's pretty cool. It's like when I did the Comical Cast with Martin Willis, and Paul Gilmartin has asked me to do his show at some point. So when I do that, it's the same type of deal. It's an interview. Mark Maron, you know what I mean? We're talking. It's an interview, but we're still talking. So these guys were interviewing me and asking legitimate, like, they weren't just like asking questions like, where are you from? And what did you, they wanted to kind of get nuts and bolts stuff, which was interesting to me. So it was great. They recorded it. Everything's fantastic. They were real nice, very friendly, and hung up. And so I recorded that Monday. And Tuesday morning, I got an email. Hey, Mike, we cannot tell you how sorry we are. None of it recorded. Absolutely none of it. We heard it fine in our headphones. We were getting it fine on our Audacity, on the computer. Everything was going great. And then when we played it back, there was nothing. There was no audio. We cannot tell you how embarrassed we are. We are so sorry. We will plug your show this week on our show, and maybe we can do it again in the future at some point.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a whole, because we talked. Considering the first two segments we lost too, we probably talked for, I'd say, an hour and 15 minutes. 75, 80 minutes. So, and then lost to time. Not that I don't have enough, voice in the ether to fill it. I mean, look, I've done enough talking for fucking 8 million people, but look, we know me, all right. And I read that, and I was disappointed, but I understood it. It happens. It happens. I still haven't written their email back though, so I hope they don't think that I'm mad. I'm not mad. But look, I wouldn't be me if I didn't think that was a lie because they didn't like the way it turned out, and they just fucking decided not to air it. Right? Right? I mean, they put themselves through the paces and they went through whatever, and maybe at the end of it they just went, you know what, that guy was not interesting, or we don't want him involved with our show, or I don't know. I think of that because that's automatically where my fucking head goes. It's the first thing I think of. I'm just like, I must have been awful. I had to be terrible, right? But I have no idea. So, I mean, regardless, but go listen to their podcast because they seemed like very nice, genuine people. They were nice guys. They offered to find me in New York because I told them both. I go, hey, if you want to come to the One Man, go ahead, on me. It's fine. But they said that their friend Vinny had already asked them and they weren't sure if they were going to be able to attend. No, we'd love to go, but we were talking to our friend Vinny about coming out, but we're not sure if it's going to be because they're also an improv group. And here's another thing: they're an improv group I will butcher the name now, even though I heard it 5 times because we had to stop and start. Because in the open of their show, they're like, "Hi, I'm Andy, I'm Mark, and we're the hosts of Beginnings, a podcast about creative people, and we also are members of members of an improv group called Pro Wrestling or Strong Wrestling or something like that in New York." So they immediately start talking to me about creative stuff, and I go, "Hey, what wrestling? What is that? What's that got to do with your improv?" So I start asking them questions about them. I think I was like. I wanted to know where they got the wrestling name. They're like, "Oh, it's an inside joke," and I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, I mean, is that something?" And I want to know the inside joke now. You know what you don't do? You don't tell your listeners and me that it's an inside joke and then not fucking reveal the inside joke. Because that just makes me a fucking schmuck with the goddamn, egg on my face. As I'm like, oh, it's an inside joke. So you guys are having a laugh at my expense. Great. Let's talk about me for an hour and lose it. But that's incorrect. They're nice guys. I'm sure they're fantastic, and they didn't judge me, and they didn't hate my interview so much that they fucking fed it to a dog or shredded it. Or but that's the first thing I thought of. Like when they told me it didn't come through, I just pictured that, because I was very nice. We finished the interview, and I hung up the phone, and I'm sure they were on their little conference call, and Andy went, Mark, and Mark went, yeah, and he goes, delete, and Mark went, yes. One button pushed, done. I almost want to listen to their show this week just to hear the half-hearted endorsement they give the live show. This guy Mike Schmidt, we hear he's okay. They contacted us about possibly coming on. We had no interest in him as a performer. We had no knowledge of him at all. We listened to a couple of his shows, and he's going to be in New York this weekend if you don't have anything else to do. If you find yourself stuck for something to do Friday night and you want to go see some guy who won't stop talking, just, you know what, it's worth it just to go see the experiment and see if he ever breathes. See how he breathes. Just go watch him on stage and realize that as you're just be confounded by the fact that a man can talk like that without getting lightheaded and passing out from lack of intake of oxygen. Christ. You know what? I will tell you this when we talked. Because it spiraled off, and because they kept asking about my childhood, and they asked how I became the creative guy that I am or purport to be, and so it got a little dark. We talked about my dad, we talked about him beating the shit out of my mom, and all these, and so I just start talking, and I can tell you this: real people not used to hearing about that kind of stuff. Because again, like I said, Andy and Mark, they don't know who the fuck I am. I mentioned, I tried to explain to them that I've become a guy who has no real filter, and I can talk about anything and don't care. I mean, I'll spill whatever I want to spill. So when we start talking about my dad and latchkey kids, and my mom, and getting beat up, and all these different things, and all these terrible, I could actually hear them kind of like clench, like silence, like this weird. And then when I would finish talking, Andy would go, "Whoa!" I think he actually said at one point, I don't know what to say to that. I just, because my mom and dad are still together, and I'm always kind of fascinated by the dynamic of broken homes, and I made them feel bad. You know what I mean? They felt badly for me, and I was like, oh no. In my head, I'm going, no, you don't have to feel badly for me. I talk about this all, like, I don't know if they thought they were getting some revelation that I've never. They're like, wow, we're really getting to the bottom of this guy. Look at we're hard-hitting interviewers. Look at where we're going right now with this guy. And I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm a goddamn soup bowl, all right? I mentioned the deep end earlier. There's no fucking deep end. I am an inch of water. You are not going to find any depth at all to me. You're not going to go ahead and dig in the dirt and find, look, a treasure chest full of nonsense. No, my treasure chest is buried above ground, and it's been opened and looted. It's empty. My treasure chest is fucking empty. If you find it, it's just got tweakedaudio.com/40 earbuds hanging out the side and a cock ring watch like hanging on. And that's it. That's all I got. Tweaked audio products and nothing else. And half of my soul. Man, but you could hear them. I think they thought they were getting to the bottom of some stuff, because they weren't. Look, and again, I'm putting a lot of stuff on them. I'm hanging it on them because they were young guys. You know what I mean? And they're new to it. They're new to podcasting. So, look, if you were new, and then you got me to talk to. That's got to be fucking strange, right? That's like if you got hired by the CIA and then they went, hey, you need to train this guy James Bond in the computers that you know. You know what I mean? Like. And Bond has got all this wealth of experience and all this other bullshit, but he doesn't know what you know, so you've got to try to convey the knowledge, and all he's doing is fucking, and you're standing there shaking, not stirred, you know what I mean, trying to fucking deal with it. Literally, you had to show James Bond the computer system. You're like, all right, well, you go ahead and hit Control-Alt-Delete here, Officer Bond. Is it Officer? I don't even know. No, it's just Bond. James Bond. How much would Bond resent you if you're trying to teach him the computer system? He's like, dude, Moneypenny made me a car that fishes. I mean, what the fuck? I've got shoes that I can actually walk up the wall and then jump down upon you. You don't. Who gives a shit about your bullshit fucking computer system? Well, no, look, this is where you need to go here because this is the system's resources. Fuck, no one cares. Go shoot somebody. So it must have been like for them because they're newer guys, and then and all I do is fucking talk. So they're young. They're still learning how to use their mouths. Whereas that's all I know how to fuck to do. I don't know how to do anything else. Literally, like I said, I'm all mouth, folks. I've told you that. It doesn't matter. You pick a category, and I'm all mouth. It's gonna happen. But these guys are, they're trying to concentrate and use their brains too. So that's the problem. That's the problem. You can't think before you speak. All right. Certainly not in the wild west world of podcasting. God damn it. Or else you're not going to crack the top 200 like I do on a weekly basis. Depending on how many of Kevin Smith's cousins decided to put out a show that fucking week. What the fuck, podcasters? They are the Walmart. That's what they are. They're the fucking Walmarts of podcasting, and I'm like this corner store that's just getting fucking steamrolled. Doesn't matter how many Danny Zuko references I put on the shelf, people are shopping somewhere else. Holy fuck. God damn it. And it's so funny because now I'm going to New York. That's actually, in real life, that's my podcasting life. Because I'm in the theater district, like right near all these huge Broadway fucking theaters, and I'm in this tiny theater hoping to draw a crowd. That's literally, that is the real life embodiment of my podcasting career. There's these monoliths springing up around me, and I've carved out this little niche of myself around the fucking corner, and I'm hoping that I can possibly get 60 people to come in and check it out. That's what it is. Holy man, you look what I just did. God damn it, that's smart. That was smart. On the fly to come up with that as an analogy of some sort? Jesus Christ, Vinny's Choosy friend. If you are not on board by now, then fucking go ahead and have some summer loving with Sandy. Because I know you've got chills and they're multiplying the second I fucking open my mouth. Why have I made him Zuko? I could have made him somebody else, anybody else. But Zuko's my go-to reference because I'm a fucking old man. God damn it. At least I didn't say Fonzie because he wasn't. At least Zuko was even cooler than Fonzie. Because I went leather jacket, immediately went to Zuko instead of Fonzie. But when you say leather jacket at my age, you immediately think of fucking Fonzie. But not me. I go Zuko. Probably because I've been waiting to stick my dick in Travolta since I was 12. And sadly, we'll never have the chance. Never. Sadly. Why did I use the word sadly? Probably shouldn't use the word sadly there. Although, I mean, I have a chance. Certainly I could have a chance. He seems to be working his way through the male population everywhere he goes. But that's why I got to get into shape, folks. I got to get into shape so I can bang Travolta. That's exactly what it is. I've been waiting. It's my life's work. That's what I've been waiting for. Seriously, it's what I've been working my entire life towards is banging Travolta. Because come on, I'm a straight guy. We all know that, right? I'm straight. But I fuck Travolta just for the story, right? Don't you? Don't a straight guy fuck Travolta just for the story? And you know what? I fucked Travolta just for the story, and I saved that story till I'm back on that podcast with those two 20-year-old kids. And then they sit there, and I go, hey, well, there was the time I fucked Travolta in a steam room, and they're just like, and we'll be back. Save, delete, thank you for your time. Do you have any filter at all? Is there anything you won't fucking say? No, honestly, really. I'll actually text you photos of Travolta's back of his head if you want them. I got them. Actually, I don't, because unfortunately I'm not black. That's his thing. That's what I've heard. Although I've actually heard, I'm sure, look, folks, the scuttlebutt is. That's what I'm hoping to do to him, by the way, if I made him. Give him the old scuttlebutt. Folks. So I got to get in shape, man, because I got to bang Travolta. And folks, it's funny you would mention that. It's funny I would mention that, right? Because you're not talking. Or what if you did mention that in your car? What if in your car you're like, well, you got to get in shape? Well, dude, weren't you supposed to get in shape? Yes, I was. And let me tell you a little bit about that. Folks, I think I told you that July 1st, things were changing. Life was changing. I decided that, I got to get a grip on this. I'm fucking spiraling into the abyss. This is not working out. This is not going well. Because I had lost a lot of weight, and then wait, should I thumbnail it for Vinny's Choosy friend?
Yes.
So he has an idea of what's going on. Vinny's Choosy friend. I direct this at you, sir. I used to weigh 500 pounds, and then I had gastric bypass surgery, and then I had a lot of money because I was working writing jobs. So I was able to work with a trainer and also train MMA 3 times a week. So I lost a ton of weight and I was fucking big and fucking strong, and I was Travolta worthy. I won't lie. Even then, I was Travolta worthy. I just could never find the man. I went around to steam rooms and Russian baths all over this town, thinking I was finally ready for a shot at the Travolta title. I was like, I'm ready for a shot at the title. Did I mention that on here? I told that story, right? That line. Vinny's Choosy friend by year one. I can't get the guy to come to the live show. I'm going to get him to buy 52 episodes of the show. That's exactly it. Go ahead and buy year one. Listen to that overnight, and then come to the show Friday. Oh, Vinny's Choosy friend. Sending your friend Vinny to do your dirty work. Why didn't you just write me? All right. He might not even exist. What if it was Vinny making up a thing so he's on the fence. He doesn't know if he's coming. All right. So Vinny's Choosy friend, I got fucking ripped. I went from 505, I think it was, 505, down to 267. That's the lowest I got. And at 267, they came to me and they went, dude, you are a fucking supreme example of how this surgery can work. You have done nothing but been exemplary. And how amazing is it that now you only need to lose 40 more pounds, and everything's going to open up. It's going to be fantastic. You can go ahead and get the surgery where they remove your skin. And by the way, if you've ever involved yourself in activity where the main end goal is to have the surgery where they remove your skin, really nothing to be proud of. It speaks a lot to your bad past behavior. If the thing that you're really looking forward to is that surgery where they remove most of your skin, if that's the fucking Stanley Cup of your activity, if that's your Lombardi trophy, if you're staring into the distance, you're like fucking a Maximus and you pick up the pebbles and you drop them and the wind is going through your hair and it's like, pretty soon I'll be able to have that surgery where they remove most of my skin. A triumph for one and all. That's nothing to look forward to, folks. But it is when you got a ton of skin. Let me tell you that. When you are fucking wearing a crazy Jamie Gum skin suit over your real self, Jesus Christ, you want your skin removed pronto. I've thought about it myself, just fucking hacking into it with a steak knife, 7 style, and taking it right off. All right, so, yeah, that's right. Because I'm like, in my head, I'm like, it's just fat. I mean, there's no nerve endings in it. Here, punch me. So Vinny's Choosy friend, what happened? So I got down to 267, and the guy's like, hey, dude, you got to lose 40 more pounds. And in my head, because I had been working hard, eating right, changed my life, changed everything, changed my approach. And I should have heard, dude, 40 more fucking pounds, and you can have the ultimate goal of having your skin removed. But instead, I went, holy fuck. I've got to lose 40 more pounds? I've already lost 235 pounds. I've lost a linebacker. I've lost an NFL linebacker, and now I've got to lose 40 more. Now I've got to lose his son? Fuck that. And I immediately jumped into a candy spiral. I for some reason, I let it affect me in a weird way where I was like, I've worked so hard, and I'm like, oh, my goal has not been reached. And rather than just continue and pressing on and changing my life like I had professed to have done, I let it affect me in a weird way. And then also the money ran out. That did not help anybody, folks. When the money runs out, the training runs out. When the training runs out, the MMA ran out because those were two separate entities for money for both. And it left me because then at that point, you know who's going to get me to work out? Me. Good fucking luck. At that point, I became Mike's Choosy friend. And I'm like, convince me why I should go to this gym again? I don't know. I have no idea. Explain to me. Is there a clip from the gym that I could listen to or watch to make sure that I attend it? So I haven't been to the gym. I've been just a few times since. And then I actually have, and I started eating candy every day. And that's not even a joke. I started eating candy every night. This weird candy from Trader Joe's. You know what? And quite frankly, Vinny's Choosy friend, I'm making my entire audience sit and listen to shit that they've heard because I'm trying to reach out to you. What the fuck am I doing? If you're not on board yet, again, I could not care less. Go fucking listen to some other goddamn podcast. Go to another live show Friday, although there are none, I've heard, by the way. That's why I scheduled it on August 12th, because I knew that there was nothing else going on in the city. So I'm it, man. I'm the only fucking game in town. You guys know, I dove into this candy thing, and then I've started. I tried to go running, and then I fell, and a bunch of teenagers helped me up, and all sorts of things. You okay, mister? Karen still makes me do that, by the way. We'll drive down that block, and you'll see, anytime she sees a guy on a skateboard, she goes, do it. And I know exactly what she's doing. You okay, mister? She can't stop laughing. She thinks it's the funniest thing in the world. So, So I started to put on weight, and a lot of weight, and a ton of weight. I will tell you what, I hit 340 when I decided I needed to change my life. All right, let's put it this way. I was at 500, I had the surgery and all that, and then I lost some weight, and I was just kind of hanging around 340, and that's when I decided, fuck this, start training, and that's when I lost to 267. So then I put on more weight, and then I got to 340, and then unfortunately, I weighed myself on July 1st, when I was going to start losing, because I decided, fuck this, I have to fucking get a grip on this. And I'm 360 on July 1st, 360. And I said, fuck it, that's it. Changing everything, everything's going, I got to make, this is stupid. I'm 44. And July 1st was the rebirth because I had the surgery on July 1st, 2005. So now, 6 years later, I was back up to 360 after having yo-yoing. So you can look at it on the bright side like, oh, well, you lost 145 pounds. But really, I had lost 235. I put 100 back on. It's fucking horrendous. So I said, that's it. I'm changing it. And I've told you guys, I got through July. It's weird because my schedule's strange. So I eat fast food in the middle of the night because I'm up in the middle of the night, but that's my daytime. But the one thing I did do, I will tell you, is I stopped eating candy. No candy in July. I stopped it. I said, I can't do this. I can't, because I would eat it every night. And that's like 1,500 calories a night of candy. And the only thing saving me, the only reason I'm probably not 500 pounds again is because I don't eat 3 meals a day. Literally, I'd eat like 1 meal a day, and then I would eat, at night, I'd eat candy. I mean, it was just crazy. So I shined the candy. July 1st, I said, that's it, no more. And I went and weighed myself. And I will tell you this, the only thing I've done is no candy. I haven't started running. I haven't started lifting. I haven't done anything, really made any other real changes. The only thing I did was I stopped eating the candy. And I weighed myself, lost 16 pounds. Yeah. In the month of July. But yes, yay. But also, how pathetic is it that I have done nothing except stop eating candy and I lose 16 fucking pounds? I mean, that is brutal. Brutal. Because then you think, well, Jesus Christ, if I just hadn't eaten candy for all that time, I never would. You know what I mean? It just shows you how quickly you put it on. Because again, it's not like I've made no other changes. I would, because I can't go to the gym. I had a medical thing where I couldn't go. And, I had to go get clearance, whatever the fuck, blah, blah, blah. But, so I've lost 16 pounds in a month. And I will tell you this, as you all know, when that happens, for me, 16 pounds is nothing. All right. We all know that. It's just a drop in the bucket. I'm still at 344, whatever the fuck. But at the same time, when you do that, it makes you go, oh, and I remember this feeling vividly from when I lost all the weight and I was lifting and eating right and eating protein shakes and doing all that kind of stuff. You get that shot of fucking adrenaline where you go, oh, yeah, this is what it's like. This is what you're supposed to be doing, and it makes you realize that you've made the right decision. And again, the only decision I'd made was to stop eating candy. It's not like I fucking went and ran or lived, because that's going to come. That's all good. And so in my head, I'm like, well, dude, if I lost 16 just from stop eating candy, it's going to be fucking amazing when I actually can start running and lifting and doing all that stuff, because then it'll just start falling off. And so I'm giving it a year. I'm figuring from July 1st to July 1st, I'll be back down to the 265 that I was at. I mean, because it took a year for me to put all that on. I figured it'll take me a year to take it off. And at that point, then I start buying new clothes. I start looking good. I start dressing nice. And then the hunt commences. Then I am going to be in steam rooms all over this goddamn town waiting for Travolta. He's going to fucking wander in. All the steam rooms and all the cities and all the gyms in this fucking town. He's going to wander into mine. And I'm going to be sitting there newly buff and ripped, and he's going to walk in and give me the eye, and then he's not even going to be able to control himself. And again, I do it just for the fucking story. At that point, it's fucking Travolta. How do you not? And he's just going to fucking blow me, and then he's going to look up at me. That's my whole goal. Is Travolta's going to blow me and look up at me in a steam room and go, "Will you watch the hair?"
You're listening to The 40-Year-Old Boy, and later, The Jerk-Off Journals, recorded in a studio that always smells like bleach.
Well worth the money. Best investment I've ever made. The fleshlight is just awesome.
Really?
Yeah, you got to get one, man.
I just can't see dropping $100 or whatever the fuck it is just to jerk off. I'll just make my own.
How are you going to make your own?
I'll just take a flashlight, smash out the glass, and line it with ham. They make a gold mine talking about Shaft. The Jerk-Off Journals on the Mike Schmidt Podcasting Network.
Dude, why do we always fuck food?
Big plans for New York this weekend. I will tell you this. It's funny. Well, you already know this because you can see the time. This will not be a 3-hour show. I can tell you that because I got here way too late. Because Lily's got a show tonight. She's got a thing. I almost didn't do a show this week. I was going to do a clip show because it looked like all my days were colliding and I didn't have time to do one. I wasn't going to record Monday because, look, I did a fucking 3-hour show last week. I in my head, I'm like, I couldn't just jump back in on Monday. So then I'm like, well, we'll do it on Tuesday because that was the plan all along because I actually fly tonight. I'll be on a red-eye to New York this evening. And so that was the plan until the guy who owns the building where I work was like, hey, you want to go to the Phillies game on Tuesday? And I mean, it looks. I always want to go to the Phillies game, all right, but I didn't want to because I had things that I had to do. And also, here's a weird thing: my wife had Phillies tickets for today's game, which is Wednesday. It was an afternoon game, but I'm flying on a red eye, dude. So this is the thing: is I'm trying to get packed. I'm trying to get all my shit together, get the T-shirt squared away, and so I. Bottom line is, I had to cancel yesterday's taping and see if Lily could do it today. And my window was from 3 to 6. I was like, I'll get there to your house at 3 o'clock, and it'll be great. Well, because there's no way I'm doing 3 hours. Because I can't. This is what I should do every week. You should buy tickets to something on Wednesday night, so I have like some weird deadline where I can't do it because otherwise, I mean, you could leave, I guess, in the middle of the show if you really wanted to. You were just like, dude, when you're done, hit this button, and you just. You'd be like the guys on that podcast. They'd be like, delete? Yeah, delete. You'd just like, no, just hit save and then walk the fuck out of here. I'll figure it out when I come home. This fucking word salad, you've got ahead and fucking vomit it all over the place. So I was like, all right. So I told Lily, I go, I'll be at your house. Because what I planned on doing then was, because again, I'm working, graveyard, fucking, it's death. So we went to the game yesterday, and then I was going to go to work, and then I was going to go home and go to sleep right away, and then get up at 11 and go to the game this afternoon, only catch about 2.5 hours, be at Lily's house by 3, and then go home. And because I still have to pack yet tonight and all that kind of stuff. I know this just makes the show longer by giving you the fucking itinerary that I should have done. But none of it came to fruition. Karen was just, so Karen's like, I said to Karen, look, I can't go Wednesday. I just can't. It doesn't make any sense. And I should tell you, all right, look, the Dodgers are horrible, as you may or may not know. If you don't know baseball, the Los Angeles Dodgers baseball team is really bad, and their ownership is really bad. They're having a divorce. They've stolen all this money. It's just it's a whole clusterfuck of baseball out here. So nobody goes to the games. So I told Karen at the beginning of the season, and I've covered this on here as well. This is just for people who may just be tuning in for the first time. I told Karen, I go, do not buy tickets because especially here, they're free almost. You can get them on StubHub for like $2. So I told her that. And then a week later, Karen bought tickets to a Dodger game on Ticketmaster to sit in the, all right, let this sink in. Okay. My wife, who I love my wife. All right. But she bought tickets. There's a section of Los Angeles of Dodger Stadium called the All You Can Eat Pavilion. And when you sit there, you get all you can eat peanuts, sodas, hot dogs, nachos, whatever the fuck. It's just this never ending buffet of horribleness. And she bought tickets in the all you can eat pavilion. Now, let me break this down for you folks. First of all, she bought them at face value. That's $33 each. Okay. And they're in the bleachers. They're not good seats. They're $33 each because that's the fucking fat tax that they tax on there. For people who are going to be eating 1,000 hot dogs, okay? And in the old days, folks, go rewind it. Go listen to the old segment. 505-pound me would have made glorious use of the all-you-can-eat pavilion to the point where people would have surrounded me like an orbit and just stared at me as I went ahead and cleaned house on 1 billion hot dogs. I would have been the Kobayashi of Dodger fucking Stadium, folks. I would have just sat there with my mustard yellow belt. Who am I kidding? 500 pounds? I wouldn't have a belt. It would be on my shoulder. That's what I would have, like a belt on my shoulder, and I would just kill hot dogs. I would win bets. Literally, fat me would have won bets at the Dodger Stadium All-You-Can-Eat Pavilion. But here's the thing. I'm not fat me anymore. I'm certainly fat, and I am me, but I'm not old fat me that I used to be. I still have a fat head where I'll order too much food in a restaurant, take 3 bites, and go, what the fuck am I doing? Why did I order all this bullshit? Because in the old days, dude, I used to go to a fucking restaurant, and I would get soup and an appetizer and then dinner, and it would be awesome, and eat bread with fucking, garlic butter, whatever the fuck. Well, now, if I eat the soup, I'm finished. And then I've got all the other shit coming to the table, and it's like, what the fuck was I doing? So it's a constant battle to not order like I used to when I was crazy fat Mike. So, but again, I love my wife, but it's like does she not know who she's lived with for the past fucking 6 years? I had a fucking surgery where they turned my stomach into a shot glass. And yet you're bringing me to the all-you-can-eat pavilion, and not even, it wasn't like all-you-can-eat sushi and kelp. It wasn't all you can eat plankton. It was fucking all you can eat. It's hot dogs and popcorn and bullshit. Stuff that a normal person shouldn't fucking all you can eat that. Because you'll be dead. Especially in the hot sun. It's a day game. I'm going to sit in the hot sun and pound hot dogs all day? Holy shit. I hope it's all you can stretcher the fans day. Because you're going to have to roll me the fuck out of there. So she buys a face value ticket into the all-you-can-eat pavilion, like a misfire all the way around. I had told her not to. She didn't. Basically, she said, fuck you, Mike, which is what she does a lot. Hey, please do me a favor. You know I don't like when you smoke in the bathroom. Oh, really? Well, here, I'm going to put my cigarette out right in your fucking bath towel. How do you like that? Wow, you know what? I don't fucking like it at all. Jesus Christ, listen to me. I love you, but oh my God, stop. So we make a decision. We go. So last night, the guy who ran the building, he all of a sudden decides that he doesn't want to go. So he gives me the tickets, and he goes, why don't you just bring Karen? And Karen really likes Cliff Lee. He's a pitcher on the Phillies. And I was like, I guess I can do that. That's fine. So in my head, I went, you know what? If I go to the game with Karen on Tuesday, I'm off the hook for Wednesday. And I didn't pay for the tickets for Tuesday. This guy was nice enough to get them because it was bobblehead night at the stadium last night, and he wanted the bobbleheads for his nephews. So he goes, just get the bobbleheads. You can take the tickets. It's fine. So because he paid Tuesday, I could shine Wednesday and not really worry about it. So I told Karen, I go, look, I'm probably not going to go Wednesday. I'm going to have to get a couple hours of sleep extra. And I also, I'll be honest with you, this is going to sound really dumb to you people. I had to plan this show. Go back and listen from the beginning and tell me where any of you can see the seams of a plan. Anyone at all. Listen to this show and go and try to figure out what the plan was for this fucking show. I get in my head and I'm like, I got to think of jokes. I need to learn jokes for the show. So I didn't want to be sitting in the ballpark and hope that something happened. Who the fuck knows? That's that. So I said, Karen, I can't go Wednesday. And so we went to the game last night and she's like, oh, okay. She goes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sell the tickets. I said, you are never going to sell the tickets. I said, go to StubHub. Tickets are $2. I go, and all you can eat pavilion, you're never going to get back what you paid. I mean, it's never going to happen. And where are you going to sell them? You can't. It's a day early. She goes, you know what? She goes, I'll sell them to those guys on the side of the road. I'm like, what? So we go to the game last night. She pulls up, and there's like 5 dudes. You know, when you pull in, there's guys going, I need tickets, like scalper dudes, and they buy them from you, and then they sell them. And my wife just pulls over. There's like, random guys in the side row. She pulls over. We roll the window down. She's like, we got tickets for tomorrow. Do you want them? He's like, no, it's a day game. Do you have any for today? She's like, no. All right, bye. And she drives off to another guy. Hey, you want tickets for tomorrow? I'm like, what? Are we going to get shot? Really? Seriously? But she didn't, again, no fear, because my wife she thinks nothing bad can befall her. So she thinks, and again, nothing bad can befall her. That's the thing, is because she's oblivious. She drifts through life. I don't even think she walks. She floats. She's literally 3 inches above the ground on a cloud of good grace and just zips through and nothing bad ever happens to her. You know the Oingo Boingo song? It's written about my wife, but it was written in the past for her future. Nothing bad ever happens to her. So she can go ahead and talk to guys on the side of the road and not worry about it. So the game last night, we watched the game. She doesn't get rid of the tickets. She goes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come back here tomorrow morning. I'm going to sell these tickets. I go, why are you going to do that? She goes, I'm going to come. I go, I can't go with you. She goes, that's fine. I'll go alone. I go, you're going to get killed. You can't do this. You're going to get fucking rolled. I can't be there because it's like, look, again, folks, I want to protect everybody that I know. It's like when, and it manifests itself in weird ways. If you know me, all right, and you start to tell me a story and it's bad, okay, in the beginning, like bad things are happening to you, I will literally look at you and go, tell me the end of this story. Coming from me, that's bullshit, right? I mean, coming from me who can stretch out a goddamn Zagnut bar to fucking 9 minutes, all right? But I can't. My stomach and my head do not do well when you start telling me that someone's being mean to you in a story. I just go, tell me this turns out good. I'll let you finish your story. You can tell me whatever you want. All I need to know is the ending before the beginning. Seriously. Preface all your stories. If you come in to talk to me, preface everything by going, this turns out okay. And I'll go, great. And I'll listen to you forever. Because the tension I feel of not being able to protect my friends or family when they start telling me a horrible story where they got shivved or someone was mean to them, I get so angry. And it's stupid. It's because I can't control it. It's in the past. It's over. But I want nothing more than to time travel back and punch the guy who cut in front of you at the bank. You know what I mean? It's just, and little things. That's the thing. Why do I want to control everything? I want to control the entire fucking universe. But I can't. Past or future. So I just, how did I fucking get into that? Oh, because I want to protect people. So I want to protect Karen. I want to go with her. I don't give a fuck if I'm half asleep in the car. I will make sure she doesn't get stabbed by one of these guys. And look, she's going to brightly lit Dodger Stadium. It's not like she's going to some weird cul-de-sac and meeting 9 dudes and she's going to get fucking, I'm going to find her in a dumpster the next day. That's not going to fucking happen. She's smart. My wife is smart. She knows what she's doing. She's more street smart than me, for Christ's sake. I'm an idiot. I lose my mind. We went, all right, here's the thing I'll tell you. I'm going to be in New York this week, all right? And I've done shows in Philadelphia, other shows. And I have a shirt that I've kind of grown attached to that I like wearing on stage. It's a black shirt. And I like it. It looks good. Well, every show I go to, people take photos of me, and they put them up on Facebook. So go to Philadelphia, go to Austin, go to Seattle, go to Portland. I'm wearing the same fucking shirt in every goddamn city. And it's clean. I mean, I get it cleaned, of course, but to me, in my head, I can't, look, the shows were a month apart. So it's okay to wear the same shirt, right? It is. I have a uniform that I like to wear. I have a certain way about doing things. So when all the Philadelphia pictures went up in my head, I just went, oh, Christ. I just, because there's a picture of me with Francis and a picture of me with Liana and then a picture of me with Sarah J. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is crazy. I can't see me in the same shirt over and over. So I go, I got to get a fucking shirt. I got to get new shirts because I have shirts at my house, but I was like, no, I want different shirts. So I went to go get shirts this weekend, and I had to go to the Fat Guy house. So I made a call, and I go, what time you guys open? They said 6, and it was already like 5:10. I'm like, that's not going to work. So I called another one in Woodland Hills, and they said 7. I said, great. So Karen and I got ready. We went and we got sat in some traffic. We walk up right at 6 o'clock, closed, locked. And the sign clearly says 6. So at that point, what do you do, folks? Cat's game. You clap your hands, you shrug your shoulders, and you walk off. Or you can do what I do. You can yell "fuck" at the top of your lungs in a fucking shopping mall. I like, why? Who gets that mad? But it's like, because again, the press, my week is so fucking jammed. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get back out there. So it's Sunday night. I walk up and I wasn't. I didn't yell like a crazy person. I wasn't like "fuck," it wasn't that. But I just went fuck like that. And enough so that the people in the Jamba Juice were not thrilled. And the guy in the store looks at me, and I go, dude, I called. They said 7. And he goes, 6 on Sundays. And I go, so what am I, just fucked? I go, dude, I can't. And as I'm talking, he's unlocking the door. And he opens it, and he goes, come on in. I'm still here. I'm stomping like a fucking child, like a fucking minotaur out there. Oh, I can't believe you sent me a Fat Guy shirt. Didn't I tell you about Facebook and the pictures? God damn it, me standing next to all these people the same. Don't you fucking... I'm yelling that. Meanwhile, he's like, come on in and buy a shirt. I'm like totally nice and calm, friendly. Could not have been nicer. And then because then I am a dipshit. I walk in and I feel like a fucking tool. I'm just like, dude, I kind of lost my temper out there. He's like, don't sweat it. Don't worry about it. But that's what I'm trying to fucking stop. I'm trying to stop doing that shit. I guess why am I getting... I did it at the Holiday Inn in fucking Seattle. I was like, oh, fuck. So I'm just fucked, dude? No, dude, I'll take care of you. Just relax. But I can't relax because I know that they're going to tell me a story about bad things that happened to him. Just tell me that. So how the fuck did I spin into that? I know, but I know, but how did protecting her get me to fucking casual mail? I don't know. So I had to buy a shirt. I don't even know why did I tell you about a shirt? Nobody fucking knows. God damn it. All right, so I got to, again, Lily's got a show. I got to hurry up. So Karen's like, I'm going to go sell the tickets. And I told her, so then I have to give her this litany of things. Like, look, do not hand them the tickets until they hand you the money. Do not, and the tickets are $60. Ask for face and then, work from there. You'll negotiate. I go, don't just turn them over for the first offer you get. No, I should just go with her. I'm telling her how to fucking do it. Even though, like I said, she's smarter than me, for Christ's sake. So my wife goes and I went to bed and I told her, I go, look, I'm really not comfortable with you doing this. I wish you wouldn't. She goes, I'll be fine. And I was like, all right, I'm a white girl in a Ford Focus selling baseball tickets. I guess I hope nothing bad happens. So I went to sleep and, I woke up. My wife is like, she's like, I'm triumphant. She was all happy, so happy. Again, floating on her cloud of good grace. And I said, what? She goes, you're not going to believe it. And she tells me the whole story. She pulled up and there was a kid there and he poked his head in the window and she goes, I have tickets in the all-you-can-eat pavilion. He goes, oh, can I have them? And she goes, well, yeah, how much? And he goes, oh, well, if you're not going to the game, people just usually give us the tickets and we take care of it for them. It's like, that's why we're out here. It's like people who can't go, they just give them to us. And Karen goes, all right, goodbye. And she went to drive away and he goes, no, hold on. And because he was trying to trick her into giving her the tickets for free. And then he said, how much? And Karen said, she's 50. And he said, oh, I can't do 50. I can do 20. And And he had the tickets. She had the tickets, and she's like, nah, it's 20. I can't do it. He goes, all right, if you can't do it, you can't do it. She goes, okay, bye. And she went to drive away. And he goes, no, don't go. And she said, how about 30? And he said, I can't do 30. I can do 20. And Karen said 25. And he goes, I can't do 25. She goes, all right, well, goodbye. And or no, she goes, all right. Well, what about those other guys? And she goes, oh, well, we're all together. They're with me, and they'll tell you the same thing. She goes, well, I'll find out. Goodbye. And she puts the car in reverse. And he goes, no, hold on. All right, 25. And she sold the tickets for $25. Which is great because again we weren't going to get any money back anyway. We paid $15 to park last night, so she made a $10 profit. Good for her. And then the kid took the tickets, and she said she sat there. He goes, well, give me the tickets. And she goes, well, it's $25. Give me the money. She goes, well, he goes, I got to go over to that guy and get him. So here, give me the tickets, and I'll be right back with the cash. And she's like, no, I'm going to hold on to the tickets. So he goes, all right. And then he ran and got a $5 from that guy, and he paid the $25. And she was all happy, and she's putting her money in her wallet, and she's sitting there, and then a car pulls up, and the guy looks over and runs over to that car, and the guy rolls down the window, and he goes, hey, I got 2 in the all you can eat, $50. And the guy bought them. So that guy made $25 in 8 seconds. But again, I didn't fucking care. I didn't even want her there in the first place. 25 is a fucking victory. Maybe not as much of a victory as my wife thought it was. Because she's telling me the story and she's all excited and that's great. I'm so happy for her and stuff. And then she's like, oh my God, this is perfect. And I couldn't believe it. Then he turned right around and he sold them for 50. She goes, we should do that. I go, what? She goes, I could do that. Like if I just, there's only like a month left in the season. If I spent the month just getting tickets, you can get them on StubHub and then going out there and selling them. She goes, that'd be perfect. She goes, we'd make money every day. And I said, yeah. Or you can get a job. Maybe you can try to... You can go ahead and apply for jobs. You could do that during the day. That would work out. And we all had a hearty laugh. And by all, I mean one of us. Because one of us was absolutely not entertained with that suggestion. So that was great. So now my wife has a career. Thank God things have turned around. Things are looking up, folks, as I've mentioned. My wife is going to buy a backwards baseball hat and say yo, yo, yo and make a ton of dough for the next month. Good for her. Looking forward to it. I pray that the health insurance is good. I love my wife. All right, so she does the scalping. I wake up, and I was supposed to be here, like I said, I had a window from 3 to 6. So I get up and I get a shower, get dressed. I hop in the car right around 3 because Lily informed me that she wasn't feeling well and she had to pick up her car. She had some car trouble this week. So I'm like, all right, I'll give her a little time. Yeah, right. That's right. That's exactly what I did. I was late for her. God knows I decided to be late so she would have an easier time of it. No, that's unfortunately my schedule led to me getting up, and I got in the car at 3. So I started to drive here. Everything was fine. And I hopped on the freeway. I was at the exit for her house in 7 minutes. I mean, it was crazy. Right down the 101. I get off at Highland, and right when I pull into Highland, it's nothing but brake lights. It was a crazy... I went, dude, what the fuck? So there's a couple... You have to go Highland to her house and then turn right on another street, and then you're right by her place. Or there's a back road on Hollywood Boulevard you can go. So I go, well, fuck, I'm just going to get back on the highway and go down to Cahuenga and then cut across Hollywood. So I got over like 3 lanes. I kind of went through a red light, and then I hopped onto the freeway. Again, it was gorgeous. I went right on Cahuenga. I drove down. I did a little sideways via Franklin. I'm on Hollywood, and Hollywood, I turn right, and then it stops. Hollywood does not move. It is a fucking standstill. And I'm late, and I have this window because I have, my flight is at 9:30, so I got to be at the no, I apologize. My flight's at 11:30. I have to be at the airport at 9:30 because for some reason, American Airlines is doing, why do I say that suspiciously? All right, hold on. American Airlines is doing some sort of construction on their terminal and on their hangars and things like that. So they warn you, if you're flying on American, you may have to be bussed in the airport from the American terminal to a different terminal. So it tells you to allow for that and get there a little earlier. That's not suspicious. Why am I making it suspicious? They told me some bullshit about trying to have to bus me to another terminal. No, because they're doing repairs, asshat. What the fuck? The place is falling apart. It's been there forever. So I got to get there a little early. So I only have this weird window. I wanted a 3-hour window to record however long I recorded. I would talk until I was done, but I knew I had to be out of here, whatever the fuck. You guys don't care. So They don't. I just make the show longer by explaining bullshit. That's literally, this was the show should be called the 40-year-old exposition. That's what it should be called. So I knew I had this window. So I get on Hollywood. I'm frozen. I'm not moving. And I should tell you, it is gorgeous today in Hollywood. It would have been a gorgeous day for a fucking ball game, but I didn't get to go. But luckily, some other guys in a Range Rover got my tickets for $50, which is great. The good news is my wife is not stabbed and found a career opportunity. So I'm ready to go to this. I'm ready to come here. My window is ticking away as I sit on Hollywood. I mean, we're not moving. And you know how it is. If you're on the freeway and you're not moving, you're like, fuck, it's the freeway. Whatever's happening is happening. But if you're on surface streets and not moving, you want to murder somebody because all you see is people moving around you and going. A guy on a bike goes by. You want to slap him in the back. Fucking people are crossing in front of you. You're pissed. So, and that's what's happening. And it is gorgeous in Hollywood. So Hollywood Boulevard is full of tourists. Not even up. I'm not even up by Mann's Theater in the Hollywood and Highland Complex yet. I'm still back by Supper Club and all these different places by Ivar. And it is teeming with humanity. People looking at stars on the ground of long dead people they've never met or liked, and yet taking photographs of them to show to their friends to prove that they were in this shithole, because that is the greatest trick that Hollywood has ever pulled. We talk about, the Hollywood and glitz and glamour and the world of illusion, and we create dreams and we make movies and we export entertainment to the world. Let me tell you, the greatest export that Hollywood has ever send out to the world is the illusion that it's a place that you want to come, because it is a fucking hole. And even more so 10 years ago, when my wife and I came out here on our honeymoon, we got married and then we came out here to look for an apartment. And she had been out here when she was a kid, but she had never been out as an adult. So we parked at the far end of Hollywood Boulevard to walk up and down and look at the stars on the Walk of Fame and absorb Hollywood Boulevard. And we got out and we walked. We walked for about a half an hour, I think it was. We had made it we were going to walk all the way up Hollywood Boulevard on like the north side and then cross and come all the way back down to the car on the south side. Look at all the stars, check out the pictures, all that stuff. And we got halfway up the north side, the initial ascent into Hollywood. And Karen looked at me and went, we don't have to go any further, really. Because 10 years ago, it was just this ocean of fucking T-shirt shops and cigarette butts. I mean, it was really, really fucking bad. Well, now they've kind of added some glamour. The El Capitan is there, and they've kind of jazzed that up, and there's fancier boutiques, but they're still all trying to sell you bullshit. You know what I mean? There's Madame Tussauds Wax Museum and the Supper Club, but again, all of it is nonsense. And then there's stars on the Walk of Fame, and when you get right down to it, folks, you're taking the picture of a sidewalk. Yeah. Think about it. People are taking pictures of stars and posing. They're all excited. You are taking the photo of asphalt. That's all you are. Literally, that's graffiti. You know what? That's all those are. The stars on the Walk of Fame, they're just fancy graffiti. And you're fucking taking a picture. You're stopping traffic to take a picture. Oh, my God, Bob Hope. That's not Bob Hope. It has nothing to do with Bob Hope. It has a lot more. You know what it has a lot more to do with? Street. That's what it has a lot to do with. It has a lot to do with feet. That's right. It has less to do with Bob Hope than it does about the teeming masses who have stomped it into the fucking ground and spit on it over the years. It has more of a spit shine on it than an actual shine. And but it doesn't matter, because you will look, especially on a gorgeous day like today, you're driving and it's people taking pictures of themselves in front of like because the McDonald's has like a fancy thing out front and people will take a picture. You're taking a photo of a McDonald's, you bankrupt culture motherfucker. What are you doing? But, that's what people are. They stay distracted. People stay distracted. That's, what? I wish London had a Hollywood. If London had a Hollywood, they wouldn't be rioting. They'd all just be stopping down and take pictures of Dudley Moore's obelisk, whatever the fuck. I don't know. I'm sure it'd be something different. They wouldn't use a star because they're England. They'd have some sort of fancy accent mark or some bullshit that they'd use because, top of the fucking morning to you, governor. What the fuck is going on over there? And by the way, it's so funny to see people over here clucking and looking at the London riots and watching the clips. And I just go, hey, guess what? Enjoy because that's not even, you know what? It's really happening. And we watch it on TV like it's a movie. It is a movie. It's actually a trailer. It's a trailer for the upcoming film, United States 2012. Yeah. Because it's all fallen apart. The only reason it hasn't happened here yet is because they've convinced us to hate one another. That's really it. I mean, now over there, they're finally getting the gist. It's like, oh, fuck, yeah, we should hate rich people and move that in that direction. And it was, let's be honest, it didn't, I'm not trying to say there's no racism in fucking England, but it started out as like a case where it was just this shooting and then there was a protest and then it spiraled off because young people are fucking tired of it, all right? They're tired of getting, and Are they right? No, they're absolutely not right, because you watch these fucking clips and you're like, I hate all those motherfuckers. Jesus Christ. But it's going to happen over. I can't believe it hasn't happened here yet. Again, the only reason it hasn't happened is they've convinced white and black people that we are each other's enemy. And once young white people and black people go, oh yeah, you know what? We shouldn't hate one another. It's these motherfuckers who are keeping us down. Then you're going to see double-decker buses on fire here. And you know what? They will build them first. They will actually build double-decker buses just to send them bursting into flame. There's a picture online, folks. Go Google it right now. I have it on my phone. I saved it. I want to blow it up into a poster. It is a picture called, Google this phrase, the scariest photo from the London riots. And also it's at jalopnik.com, Jalopnik. And it is a picture of a double-decker bus on fire, but it's not from the side. It is in like almost pitch darkness. The only light is coming from the fucking savage flames coming out of it, and it's taken from in front of the bus. So the headlights look orange. They're like lit up, and the whole thing's on fire. It's a devil bus. It just looks fucking amazing. And a guy wrote online, he said it looks like a Pink Floyd album cover, and it absolutely does. It's the greatest photo. It's on my fucking phone. I stare at it all the time now because it's just fucking fantastic. See, even out of rage can come beauty. But it's so funny to see disaffected people running out there and doing stupid shit. And look, they're all doing stupid shit in the name of, I'm not from England. I don't know what's going on over there. I have no idea. All I know is, thug people will find an excuse to do thug shit. So, I mean, it might have started out as a protest about one thing, but once they realized that the cops weren't going to stop them, they decided, oh, well, then let's just fucking start knocking shit over and breaking shit until somebody comes out and tells us to stop. London is like a bad parent. And it didn't tell its kids to get in line. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're a parent and you let your kid misbehave, because I mean, I remember that when I was a kid, I was a latchkey kid. So my mom wasn't around. We fucked around all the time until my mom came home. If mom doesn't come home, I'm going to fuck around the whole goddamn time. And that's what's going on in London. All the cops are mom, and they didn't show up. I'm sure we all saw the statistic. But they have 1,700 cops on the street for the riots, 5,000 cops on the street for the fucking royal wedding. 5,000 for the royal wedding, 1,700 for these riots. You know why? Because they don't give a shit about chip shops getting burned. They don't. They care about the hierarchy, and they care about protecting the rich people, and they protect their investments. If poor people want to go ahead and start knocking over fucking curry shops and burning their own fucking neighborhoods, these guys don't give a shit. They just don't fucking care. They'll let them do it until they're tired out, and then they'll go, see what you did? It's, again, because maybe they are a good parent. They let the kid misbehave as much as possible, and then he has to sit in the fucking shit that he came up with. That he has to. You know what? You made your bed, you fucking lie in it. You torched your bed, you lie in it. You torched your double-decker bed, you lie in it. It's crazy. And now you see that social networking is allowing itself to be used by thugs for better and more efficient looting. I think. I can't believe nobody thought that would be a possibility. I talked about it about a month ago with the flash mobs here, where they're all meeting up. Like a bunch of teenagers just start like smash and grab robberies. There used to be smash and grab jewelry stores, but now like a bunch of people are running into a Walgreens. Like they'll get like 15 kids. They run into a Walgreens and start punching people, grabbing candy and grabbing stuff off the shelves and running out. And I'm here to tell you folks that is fucking awesome. I'm sorry. I wish I could portray the tisk guy, but no, I think it's great to see, because look, young people have no other outlet for their stuff, so it's good to see them being ingenious about their fucking crime. Right? It's about time. It's not like they have anything else to look forward to. Everything else is falling apart, so why not go ahead and form yourselves into gigantic crime gangs? And they're all they're all droogs in training. That's what they are. That's what all these people are. Jesus Christ! If the droogs had troogs had Twitter, holy fuck. That movie's completely different. Oh, God damn it. If they could just that meeting up and then going and Philadelphia. Thank God I didn't get sucked into it, because the week after I left, they had a press conference where they announced that they were going to try to crack down on them. How the fuck do you crack down on them? So now the cops all have to have Twitter? That's going to be fucking horrible. Instead of dialing 911, you're going to have hashtag help. Nobody's getting saved. Everything's going down, and it's fun to watch it. It's just fun to watch it until I get sucked up into it. Believe me, I don't want to have that happen. All I know is I know where to get a shopping cart, and I know where to buy 2 jackets, and I'll just go ahead and walk the road. That's what I'll do once it all fucking comes down. It's funny because in the movie The Road, they never really tell you what happened. Or not the movie, I should say the book. I read the book. I haven't seen the movie yet. But they never tell you exactly why everything ended. Twitter, that's why. Because every asshole on Earth had instant access to every other asshole on Earth and decided to get together and do an asshole thing. And eventually it led to the end of society. Remember when I used to make fun of Twitter about, I don't care what you fucking had for breakfast? Well, I got to be honest. Now I kind of care about what building you're going to fucking burn down so I'm not in it. And I love the fact that thugs who are on the street doing nothing but, kicking people in the face have enough ingenuity to check their timeline to figure out what they're going to fuck up next. Again, fellas, get a job. Down at the curry shop. Oh, yeah, it's not there anymore. Well, that's okay. Go to the shoe store. Ah, not there anymore. Look, if you guys are going to get together and flash mob the shit out of it, again, show up in the rich people's neighborhoods. Do that. Fucking make a decision to, you know what? Commandeer one of those double-decker buses and just fucking drive into the rich people's town and disembark and see them freak out because it's fucking England. There's no guns, right? I just saw a story. They said on Amazon that baseball bat sales had spiked 3,000% in England with the rioting going on. Hey, motherfucker, get a gun. I mean, seriously, I know you don't want to be us. You look down on us, but get a motherfucking gun, and maybe you'll protect your... you really want a Louisville Slugger, 18 fucking guys with 16 teeth who are starving your fucking lawn? I don't think you do. Look at them. They have no teeth. What are you going to knock out? They don't give a fuck. They'll take a baseball bat to the fucking head to get into your goddamn house. It's a little bit of the ultra-violence. Fucking baseball bats. And I also... that seems properly English, too. Well, things seem to be a bit awry. We'd better order something off of the internet that will be here in 6 days to save us. Fuck you. Jesus Christ. Hit somebody with a lovely bit of crumpet, all right? Protect your goddamn house. Don't go to Amazon and order a baseball bat and not even a cricket bat. You know why? Because they were like, cricket bat doesn't do the job. We need something distinctly American. That's right. Because you understand that we wouldn't let that fucking shit happen. Because we're too busy watching reality TV and fucking eating. And staring at names on sidewalks and taking pictures of McDonald's because we have nothing. It's like in Fight Club when he's like, hey, we've been told all along that we're going to be the all singing, all dancing, and we're not, and we're fucking pissed. That's the theme of year 4 is that everything's falling apart. How terrible is that? My life, the world, everything. Ah, Christ. So I try to get here, man, and I'm on the road. People are in Hollywood. They're staring at fucking... and that, by the way, that was a useless detour into goddamn London. That made... you're nodding. That hurts my feelings. No, that's okay. It wasn't funny. It was just me talking. Sure you do. There was no take. It was just literally, I think these guys are assholes, but I also think they're great, but I also think they're assholes. But this is terrible, but this is great. Look, here's my whole take on London, all right? You want my take on London? Burn it down. Fucking burn everything down. And then you motherfuckers will have to get it. You know what you'll have to do? You'll have to pile onto boats and come over here again to fucking Plymouth Rock all over again. And then I want to see, you know what? I only want that to happen because I want to see all the anti-immigration Republican motherfuckers go, hey, we can't, well, oh, they're white? Yeah, let them in. That's not a problem. Go ahead. I don't care if they come to steal our jobs. Look at them. They're the tired. They're the poor. They're the huddled masses. And they're coming from the east, certainly not the south. All right, so... as long as they're on ships with powdered wigs, we'll let them in. I'm sure they're fine. They'll blend right in with us, right? We need more of them to help us fight them. We need more of us, right? They're us. We need more of us because we do not want to deal with them. All right. Maybe we do that. We bring in the English. Look, any of you English people who are tired of the rioting and all that stuff, come over here. Again, we're too fat to riot. We got nothing going on. So just hop on the fucking Nina and the Pinta and whatever the fuck else brought everybody over here, the Mayflower, that's what it was, and sail over here. And then you know what we'll do? We'll just set you up in nice tent cities along our southwestern border. And then you will be the first line of defense. That's right. It'll be immigrant v. immigrant. That's what we're looking forward to. That's the reality show. Let's bring over a boat full of English and put them right down there to fight the Mexicans. God damn it. It'll be like the World Cup with, well, I was going to say guns, but I know you people aren't fond of that. So I'll tell you what. Hop on the boat. Tell us when you're coming. We'll call Amazon and order some baseball bats for you. And it works out great because then the Mexicans are coming over the border with their piñatas. You're lined up with the baseball bats. It's a win-win. Everybody gets candy. And nobody steals anybody's job. And then the rest of us are free to take pictures of sidewalks. Oh, fuck. So I had to get here in the fucking standstill traffic. I'm going, why the fuck? Worse than usual. Because, again, it's gorgeous outside and there's a ton of people, but then the traffic's not moving. I can't figure out why the fucking traffic's not moving. And I call Lily. She goes, I think they're filming. And I don't. If they were filming, during the day, usually that's not a thing. But they would have the whole street blocked off. So we're moving, dribs and drabs. We're moving dribs and drabs. And then finally I get to Highland and I realize that the right lane is closed, all in front of Mann's Chinese Theater. So is it even Mann's anymore? Grauman's? I don't know what the fuck it is. But we're driving and by the way, I've been out there for 40 minutes. I should tell you that. To go from Cahuenga to her house, which is only, 2.5 miles? Yeah, it's been 40 minutes I've been sitting out there. So I'm driving and I see the right lane's closed. I merge over to the left. And then you start to really see the unpleasantness that is Hollywood Boulevard. And I take that back. It's really fun. It can be fun if you go down there just to stare at people being ridiculous. But, there's a guy who's painted all silver with a white wig and he's frozen in place. You're supposed to give him money because he doesn't move. I think... Because he's a human robot. That's the guy I could never figure out. At least everybody else is like a costume or whatever. This guy he's a human statue. So fucking what? So what? Anybody could be a fucking human statue if they wanted to be. All that means is you don't have anything else to do. You had no talent. You had no discernible talent. You went, well, I could fucking stand still. And we're supposed to pay you for that, motherfucker? I don't think so. But sure enough, he's standing still and people are walking up and putting fucking quarters in his goddamn hat. Jesus, what a racket. All right, so I'm driving and then you see Superman and then there's Johnny Depp and all these people because they made those guys go away for a while, but then they won a court injunction, which I wish to God I had seen that court case unfold. I would love to be in there when fucking Otter stands up to defend, Captain Jack Sparrow and Superman and Spider-Man and everybody. I mean, just they're all, and there's a guy dressed as the Predator with like a giant, and he's huge. That guy's amazing looking. And those guys are all in court. They're the defendants. Awesome. Wear their costumes to court. So, that Superman's been down there for like 10 years. And the Spider-Man, Pardo and I one time, we saw the Spider-Man and that Spider-Man is not in shape. He is not he's got an ass that looks like about 5 pounds of used Kleenex. Awful. So don't wear the Spider-Man suit if you don't have a good ass. You got to have a good ass to be Spider-Man. That's the whole point. I had a spider. I can't get into it. I'm trying to fucking run through this, folks. You know why? Because right now it is fucking like 6:20? I got a flight. All right. So anyway, I'm driving and there's a guy. The lane is closed. All right. So that means we can't drive in it. But what that means to these guys in costumes is they have more room to busk. They have more room to go out there and do their fucking stupid act. So as I'm pulling up, I see there's a guy dressed as a transformer. And he's literally dancing in the middle of the street. Like he's dancing. He's doing I did not see Transformers 2 or 3, but I did see 1. I do not recall a lot of boogieing. I don't... as I've mentioned, and I don't like Transformers either, as I've mentioned many times, but I mean, he transformed into a bad dancer. That's what he did. It was like, so you think you can dance, Transformer? You cannot. I'm voting you off immediately. But he was doing a little shuffle, and I'm like, all right, that's a Transformer shuffle. So I pull up, and I finally get by Mans, and it's still we're tight. We're not moving an inch at a time. And I realize this is why it's all blocked off, because there's trucks, and they're setting up lights, and they're setting up a huge black carpet. That's right, not a red carpet, folks. Red carpet would be for a premiere of some sort. Well, this is also a premiere, but they're an edgy premiere. Folks, you know what's premiering tonight at Mans Chinese Theater? Final Destination 5. That's right. And what that means is they'll have the black carpet and everybody will come out and they will go ahead and walk the carpet and shake hands and take pictures, and there's paparazzi and things like that. And all I could think about when I saw the sign in my head, I thought to myself how ironic it was that the premiere for Final Destination 5 was what was keeping me from my final destination. I saw the sign. I'm trying to process it. I'm like, look, there's that little. Oh, look at it. If I move up 4 inches and cut to the right, I can make a turn. I can turn onto Lily Street, but it wouldn't move. We were stopped, and there's people there, and they're taking pictures. And I'm like, I can't get to my final destination because of Final Destination 5. And they're setting up like seats and bleachers because people will be out there for the premiere, and there's people sitting in the bleachers. There's actually people sitting out there. Now, I've never seen any of the Final Destination movies. Okay, I understand there's a lot of death and a lot of gore, and they're all creative deaths. But I can tell you this, folks. I don't know if there's going to be a Final Destination 6, but if their producers are listening or the writers or anyone who has access to them, tell them this. There is no more creative death than actually choosing to sit in the bleachers 4 hours early to get a glimpse of the stars of Final Destination 5. I don't give a fuck what came before or what comes after. Seriously, that choice alone is the most creative death that I could ever think of. But I will tell you this, too, as I think about it. They, at least, and I respect this, at least those people made a choice. They didn't have to ask their friend to see Final Destination 5 and provide a clip for them to determine whether or not they wanted to go sit out on the bleachers and see the stars of Final Destination 5. They sacked up. They made a fucking decision on their own. An example that I'm hoping at least one of you out there will learn from and act accordingly. You guys can get me at MikeandMikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can find me at Facebook.com/The40-Year-Old-Boy. You guys can follow me at Twitter.com/The40-Year-Old-Boy. You can follow our friend Lily Von Stupp at Twitter.com/Lily Von Stupp. You can follow her at Twitter.com/MNTs. And if you'd like to write her a personal note and find out if she's going to go to the show tonight and exactly how long this took and how many stop starts I had to do because I tried to cram in as much information as I possibly could at the end, you can write her at Lily at burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili, at burlesque411.com.
Zazzle.com/40-year-old boy. Please buy all his stuff.
Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 clubs on Santa Monica and Vine. 10 o'clock p.m. is the showtime, folks, every single Monday night. I happen to be in tight with the producer of that show. That doesn't sound good at all. I'm friends with the producer of that show. Her name is Lily Von Stupp. Hey, Lily.
Hi, Michael.
Hi. How was the show last week?
The show last week was fantastic.
That's good. You had a little car trouble that night, though, which was a drag.
My car died.
But everything got squared away, yes? That's good news. So this week is now you said no themes for August.
Summer of Burlesque.
It's the Summer of Burlesque. So anybody fancy coming this Monday?
Summer. Anybody fancy?
Well, I mean, there are local people.
Some people from England coming over.
Well, I don't blame them. I'm sure they called you for bookings immediately. They're like, we got to get out of here. I don't do accents at all.
I know.
And proved it. Well, that's good. I'm glad that that's happening. Doesn't matter. I believe me, they will be there eventually. Right now they're all twittering one another to meet up.
We have Germany and Australia coming on the 22nd and the 29th, but we have no out-of-towners this week.
Okay, well, but still, local people that you love.
Parties, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
my favorite.
is there? Have you set up are you dancing? Are you hosting?
I may be dancing.
Oh.
Yes, but if I am, it's a surprise. Don't tell anybody.
Keep it quiet, folks. And remember, as always, if you show up at the 3 clubs on Santa Monica and Vine, grab Lily's ass.
Do that.
It is. That's what people like. That's what people like. I don't know if Lily likes it, but that's what Lily likes. So it is now 6:40, and I have a flight to catch. So I'm going to steamroll the plugs. As normally I live in them, and but today I don't know if I can. But by telling you that, I'm living in them. Damn it. Folks, again, you can find me at Facebook.com/The40-Year-Old-Boy and become my friend. And also on my page under Mike Schmidt Incorporated, you'll find Lily Von Stupp, or you'll find David Hernandez. You can go ahead and be friends with them. David Hernandez, of course, doing all of the artwork and the music for the show. Fantastic. I'm glad to have him on board, so much so that I'm going to abuse the word fantastic. I got to stop saying that. I find myself saying it as just a reflex to people in conversations. Fantastic. It's just because I like saying it. And it's so funny to the point where when I first started doing this show in year 1, when Eric Butterfield was producing, I did 8 or 9 episodes with Eric, and out of the blue, I got a package in the mail, and we opened it, and it was business cards. He had business cards printed up for me, and on the front it said, Mike Schmidt, the 40-Year-Old Boy podcast, and he had used a picture from my website. It was and then he flipped it over on the back, in quotation marks, it just said fantastic. So apparently I used it so much it was going to be a catchphrase in the first 9 episodes, and then I shelved it for the next 4 years. But in real life I use it way too much, so I need to go ahead and curb that a little bit. But what I should do is just hand people those business cards every time I want to say something. They're like, "Hi, read the back, read the back. That's for you." So if you go to Facebook.com/The40-Year-Old-Boy, you can be my friend. You can sign up for any of the Bring Mike Schmidt 2 pages. A lot of cities want me to come to town: Washington, D.C., and Atlanta and Boston. I have an idea for Atlanta and Boston, but I cannot execute it till I get back from New York. But I think I'm going to do it, and we'll see what happens. But because people in Boston have been adamant, and it's not a lot of people, but it's the people who are on the page really want me to come. So I think I've found like a happy medium where I'm going to figure it out. I don't know. I'll figure something out. But because I really want to go, but it's just the East Coast is I'm finding out brutal. For travel and everything else to pay to go to a city, an actual city. Not to Slate, Seattle, Austin, and Portland, but they're closer to me, so it's easier to stay there. What if I got to fly and all that kind of bullshit? But, you can go, like I said, there's plenty of pages. I have no idea this matches because I just fucked up, folks. I stumbled over some words, and Lily had to stop it. Now she stitched this together, so if this doesn't fit, that's on me because I am in such a hurry. I can't go back and even listen to the last, 10 seconds so I can match it, so I apologize. because I got to get the fuck out of here, man. So on the pages, all the Bring Mike Schmidt 2 pages. There's Kansas City, and like I mentioned, there's Milwaukee and Indianapolis and Minneapolis. And I want to come to these places. I got a lead. I will tell you. I think I told you. I might have said this last week. Indianapolis fell apart. I had a theater that was going to happen and it fell apart. But he gave me 4 other options for places. So hopefully that'll happen. Minneapolis still a mystery to me. I can't fucking crack. And then Milwaukee, Chicago, all these different places. And I want to come to town because I really want to do the show. And I only have I have New York coming up this weekend, which I hope I'll talk about in a second. But also Denver. Remember, Bring Mike Schmidt to Denver. I am coming to Denver September 16th. It's a Friday. I'll be at Denver's Dangerous Theater. Showtime at 8 o'clock. Tickets are available at brownpapertickets.com. Go ahead and pick those up. I can tell you right now, if you're hearing this, I am in New York this week, Friday, August 12th, at the Producers Club Theater, Producers Club Crown Theater, I should say, in Hell's Kitchen. Tickets are available at brownpapertickets.com today. Okay, because you're hearing this on Thursday. They're only available through Thursday. Sales will end like in the wee hours of Thursday night, Friday morning. And then there will be walk-ups available. Okay, if you want to come up and buy a ticket, it's $20 online, $25 at the door. That's not true. I made that up just now because... Why am I trying to scam another $5 out of people? That's ridiculous. I'm silly. No, it's $20 at the door or online. I mean, I'd appreciate it if you bought the tickets online beforehand, so I have a general idea of who's coming. But if you want to do a walk-up, it's $20 at the door as well. And also, New York, I will be bringing T-shirts. I will have the Success is Not an Option New York tour shirts will be there. Again, very few. I've only got like 5 medium, 5 large, 10 extra large, and 2 double X's, I think. Or I might have 6. I don't fucking know. All I know is it's a very small amount. Hopefully a lot of people want XLs. I came home from Philadelphia with shirts, and now I've sold all of them but one. Right now I have 1 Philadelphia shirt available to you. If you want it, you donate $25 to the show through the website. I'll tell you how to do that in just a second. And go ahead and I will send you the last extra large Philadelphia shirt that I have if you're interested. There's 1 left. And if there are any New York shirts left, again, we'll put those on sale next week. So I'm in New York this week, as I've mentioned. If you go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com, you can go to the Joe Business page, and that's where you'll see the link for TweakedAudio.com. They sponsor the show, and we appreciate it very much. Go ahead and purchase the cock ring watch. You can go ahead and purchase the earbuds, which come in 1,000 styles. Go to tweakedaudio.com and do all of that through the link on my Joe Business page. And if you just go to their site, if you use the promo code 40, then that will also let them know that you're coming from our show, and that'll be fantastic. And it helps us. It helps all podcasters, even those that don't know how to run their equipment. That's not fair to them. I had to call them. It's because I keep thinking it's because I don't Skype. If I Skyped, I figured everything would be fine. But I'm just I'm the last holdout. Eventually, I'll have to Skype because it'll be the only way to get a hold of people via through rioting and fires, because everything else will be torn down. I'll be like Michael Caine in Children of Men, just living off in the fucking woods with my comatose wife, who got rolled as she tried to sell somebody a ticket to a cricket match. So go to the Joe Business page. As I mentioned, there's the Tweaked Audio link. There's the Zazzle.com store link, which you heard a little song, a ditty about earlier. And we sell mugs and mouse pads over there. And if you go to the download link, you can purchase downloads of this show, year 1, year 2, and year 3. Good way for you to get caught up on anything you may have missed and, familiarize yourself if you want to come out to the live show. So go ahead and pick up year 1, year 2, and year 3 individually, or you can buy them together as the Lord of the Schmitty set. Which, of course, is the Fellowship of the Schmidt, the Lord of the Schmitty, and the 2 Schmitties, or the Return of the Schmidt and the 2 Schmitties. I don't know, who fucking cares. If you click on it, it comes up and it's awesome. There's great artwork and the titles are there, but I'm trying to rush, and I apologize. And also, if you just want to donate to the show, on MikeSchmidtComedy.com in the upper left-hand corner, there's a little Mike Schmidt there, a little Schmitty character with his pocket out. Click on him. You can make you can subscribe to the show for $2 a month, $5 a month, or $10 a month. Or you can make a one-time donation to the show, which is great. And like I said, if you want to handle the Philadelphia shirt, if you want the last Philadelphia shirt, donate $25 and then email me your address so I can send it to you. But if you want to just make a one-time donation, that's fantastic too, and I will mention you on the show if you do that. Like these people right here. Hold on, let me bust out this sheet of paper, folks. Todd R. donated to the show. This was Todd R.'s 7th donation.
Wow.
Yeah, that was nice of Todd. And Todd also this week just bought a Philadelphia shirt. He's amazing. Todd is, and that's, come on, the 7 Club is fantastic, right? You want to be in the 7 Club as long as you possibly can. So Todd R. donated, and he's in the 7 Club. So Also, now, if you want me to say your full name on the show, by the way, you need to let me know in the email. Donate and then send me a follow-up email that says, dude, say my full name. Like our friend, Liana Dixon, who I've actually said her full name. She was the one who brought cupcakes to me on my birthday in Philadelphia and purchased the shirt. She's fantastic, always donating, always supporting. Liana Dixon donated to the show, and really great. I think she's coming to New York this week. I'm excited about that. I think a few people from Philadelphia are coming. That's going to be exciting. And also, Sam Dentith. Sam Dentith donated to the show, and he wanted me to say his full name there. And it is Dentith, and I won't spell it for you, but trust me, it's Dentith. And he told me to use his full name. Thank you, Sam Dentith, and thank you, Leanna Dixon. It got me all screwed up. So that, and also, hold on, Leanna Dixon and Sam Dentith, and also our friend Todd R. made a donation. This was Todd R.'s 8th donation to the show. That's right. I just said you want to be in the 7 Club as long as you possibly can. How does 90 seconds grab you? Todd R. was in the 7 Club, and then we went and mentioned to Leanna Dixon, we mentioned to Sam Dentith, and then Todd R. makes his 8th donation. Springing to life out of the grave that was the 7 Club, right onto the trolley car of the 8 Club. Good for you, Todd R. So, again, if you want to donate to the show, go to the website and click on the little schmitty and go ahead and send some dough, and we'd appreciate it. We'll mention you on the show, and send me a follow-up if you want me to say your full name, unlike Todd R., who really loves the show, but not enough to get his full name mentioned, which is great. 8 donations and a shirt purchase, and then tickets. He saw me in Portland. I met him. He was great. And yeah, don't say my full name. Please don't. I don't want anybody to know. It's not, I can't have it out there. Which is good. And he may have told me later on. I don't know. I have no idea because I'm a little behind on the donations, but I mentioned them and that's fine. So we appreciate it. And now I got to go catch a fucking plane, man. I got to get the fuck out of here. I'm heading to New York. This is not my first. This is my second trip ever to New York. And both times I went, I was working. The first time I went to New York, I was doing a FedEx commercial. Did I mention that on here? Yeah, did I mention how I wandered onto the set? All right. So I'm in the Soho Grand. It's this amazing hotel. And I show up and I get to town early. And weirdly enough, Karen, this is the strangest thing. She was working for Disney. She had a business trip to New York the exact same day. We left. Her flight was an hour later than mine. So we went to the airport together. We had different flights on different airlines. I was in first class as SAG takes care of its members because I was filming a FedEx commercial that I booked out here. But the director liked me so much, he flew me to New York to go ahead and film it out there. I auditioned via tape. It was just an amazing thing. I should tell this. This is a longer story. I should tell another time. But it doesn't matter. I'll tell you now. So the bottom line is we both flew out. Karen and I then met at JFK. We took a cab into New York together. So it was fantastic. This is in 2000. It was. They're 99. It was in 99. And I'm staying at the Soho Grand. Karen was staying somewhere else. Amazing hotel. And in the middle of the night, there was a bodega downstairs. I'm like, I'm going to go outside and just feel the vibe of the city because, again, I love a fucking city. So I walked downstairs, and my elevator opened up on the second floor, and some guys got on, and they were holding, like, lights. So I walked off. Of course, I'm not going to fuck around. I go check what's going on. And it turns out they're filming something. I don't know if they're filming a commercial for the Soho Grand. So I walk on, and I go walking past guys, and everybody's like, hey, what's going on? Hey, what's up? Nobody stops me. I walk right onto the set. And as I walk over, there's Michael Imperioli, Christopher from The Sopranos. And I see him sitting there, and I look around, and they're filming The fucking Sopranos. This is year 2 of The Sopranos. They're filming The Sopranos in the Soho Grand, and I'm there, and I walked down to the set. I'm a foot away from Imperioli. I'm just standing there. So he goes over to sit on a couch, and it's the scenes where decides he wants to be in movies, and Jon Favreau steals a story from him and puts it in his script. So he's there. He's looking for Favreau, and he runs into Alicia Witt, and he winds up banging her upstairs. So then I see Alicia Witt is there as well too. I'm not close to her; she's far away from me. But they're on, and I'm on set, and I'm just standing there. And they go to film a scene, and they're like quiet on the set. It's fucking amazing. I'm there in the Soho Grand. I flew first class to film. I'm filming a commercial the next day, and I'm on the set of Sopranos the night before. It's like I'm going, dude. I'm in fucking show business. They film the scene, and they yell cut. And there's like a bell, and then everybody kind of disassembles, and they're going to do a second take, but they're got to stand down for makeup. And all of a sudden, a guy taps me on the shoulder. He goes, hey, can I help you? I said, no, I'm fine. And he goes, well, who are you? And I said, I'm Mike. And he says, you're Mike? Yeah, fine. Well, who are you with? And I go, I'm staying in the hotel. I'm a guest of the hotel. He goes, well, you're not with any of the Teamsters, and you're not with the cast? And I said, no. And he goes, well, how the fuck did you get in here? And I go, I don't know. And you know why it happened is because I'm fucking a 500-pound guy, and I kind of looked Italian anyway because I had a fat face and like short hair. I looked like a fucking mobster. I looked like Bobby Bacala, so nobody questioned me. They're just like, again, everybody's half connected on the fucking set anyway, so it's all Teamsters who are mobbed up or fucking cast who's mobbed up. So I look like I fit in. I just fucking walked into my fucking black turtleneck and nobody said a fucking word to me. If I was wearing a tracksuit, they probably would have given me lines. It would have been fucking amazing. But I'm just standing there like, you gotta fucking go again. You know who I am? I'm Zelig. You know what I mean? Where I just turn up. I'm Gump. That's who I am. I'm fucking Gump. I'm there to do a FedEx commercial, but then all of a sudden I'm on the set of Sopranos. I am just stupid enough to think that when people listen to me and they listen to the show, they should take my honesty and go, oh, wow, how refreshing his unvarnished honesty is. And the fact that he's willing to have a scorched earth policy and have no friends or no fucking future is so refreshing and great. But then they'll say to me, hey, do you need somebody raped for the steak? I go, yes, I do. Done. They'll take care of it for me. Thanks, Snake Rape. Oh, no one listens to show, bro? Wonder why? Wonder why no one listens to show, bro? I don't want to listen to show, bro. Please. Snake Rape, do it, do it, do it, do it.